Hello, welcome back, and as you can see we have created the create post wrap layout. In the final project you can see this we need to make. So in order to make this we have created the layout for that, and right now we need to add input field and the image, this input field and the image. Let me clear this out. This is not our input field, but it's a div which is designed as an input field. When I click on this div, you can see it display a pop-up, and that pop-up has a text area where you can add the text, and that will act as a input field. So when I click on this cross button, it will cut the pop-up. So all this effect will be made in a pure CSS. So you can see this pop-up and this cut function, all of this is made by CSS, not JavaScript. I didn't use any JavaScript to make this. So first we are going to create this div, and we are going to design as a input field, and we're gonna add the image on the left side. So let's get started. So inside the Cpost top, that will be the input area where we are going to create a div as an input. So open up this, and here we are going to add a div, and this div will be our input wrap. So we'll say create. So let's make it shorter. So instead of saying create, we will call it C. C means create, and we will say create post input, and then we will call it wrap. So this is the input wrap, so that is why we are calling it Cpost input wrap. So inside the input wrap, what we have here, we have image and we have a div which is designed as an input field. So here we are going to create two divs, and the first one will be for the image. So we will add a class, and the class name will be image div. I am creating this class because we are going to add this div in different section. So as for the input field, what we are going to do here, we are going to open this up, and we are going to create a div here. So this div will be our input field. So here we are going to add a span, and in that span we are going to add a text. A text will be a placeholder for our input field. As you can see here, it says what's on your mind. So we are going to type here what's on your mind, and it shows my name. So we'll say Mizan, and then we will save. And let's see what I have missed. I have missed the comma, so let's add the comma here. So let's save it. And for the class, we are going to add a class here. We'll say input text. So that will be the input text, and whenever we call this class, so that will be the input text area. So we will call it input text. And for the image div, we are going to add an image here. So we'll add an image, and the source will be our images folder. So we'll say images, and then in the images folder we are going to add a image. In my case, I'm using my own image. So if you want to add your own image, so go and paste your image inside the images folder, and then add it here. So my image name is mizan.jpg, and that is the image name. And then we are going to close this up. So let's refresh the page. So here you can see we haven't refreshed the page, so let's refresh the page. You can see it shows the image, and it also shows the text here. And if I open this up, you can see we have created the input text div and the image div inside the Cpost input wrap, which we have created, and this input wrap is inside the Cpost top, which is the top section of the our create post wrap, this area. So we have created the div for the image, and we have also created the div for the input text field. So if we see what we have done here, we have added the image and we have added the div for the input text, and that will be the input field. So as you can see, the image is very larger because we haven't given any style. We will do that in a later videos, but that's it for this lecture, and see you in the next lecture.